So you might be asking yourself, what is the formula to break through these limitations and to accomplish dramatic, fast growth, transforming a good business into a great business? Well, I thought I'd let some of our members describe what it took them to shatter their previous records, to drive their businesses to all new levels of performance, service, and profitability, while saving tens of thousands of dollars, avoiding the mistakes others have already made, eliminating ineffective marketing, cutting out all the guesswork, and surrounding themselves with a group of high performers.
I want to share with you how my life was impacted years ago by my affiliations with Steve.
My name is Dwayne Brummett. I own TriStar Martial Arts Academy in Bradley, Illinois, about 60 miles south of Chicago. And I've been a coaching client of Master Oliver's for about 9 months now. And what was kind of funny was I had went to the original boot camp earlier this year and learned a whole bunch of material, and unfortunately I'm the type of individual that wants to have everything in place prior to actually implementing it, and being on the coaching calls with Master Oliver, he definitely helped me to take that leap of faith and to just to go for it. And the very first month that I actually put into practice the things that he was teaching me, my normal gross was about 19,000 on those months, and on that June, that month that I actually implemented everything, I did 47,000 that month, and the return on the investment is peanuts compared to the money that you're going to make and the things that he's going to teach you. And so it's absolutely and utterly worth it, and you'd be stupid not to do it, in my opinion.
Hi, my name is John Cantu. I'm an instructor out of Houston, Texas. Just outside of Houston, Texas, I have a school named Southeast Texas. First 9 months, I really just kind of laid on the program, but as soon as I set into the program, the first 3 months just took off. It's created a totally different environment for me and my staff. We've now become a professional school. Our monthly was probably around the 16 to 18. Now we're at about 50, 55. And we're still climbing. The student value, or should I say the student quality, has increased. Before, when we were just down to like 18,000 a month, our cost was about 75 a month. We had a lot of problems with angry parents. Now we're just really having a high quality student. Being with Master Oliver and being surrounded with so many professional individuals that are heading in the same direction, it's not hard to actually just move forward. Basically, just do what they say. You're coached all the way through. The teleconferences and everything has just been more than wonderful. My staff is now has more vision of what we were going through now, and we're looking to expand, and all this is basically because of Master Oliver's program.
I had gone to Texas when my wife got her PhD and came back. I was at the Air Force Academy teaching karate, and I had my own commercial school, getting ready to expand and, go for it. And I heard there was this young kid up in Denver. And so I went up to Denver, and they had something called a black belt graduation. Well, this is the mid-'80s. I mean, I had no idea what a black belt graduation. I went into a high school, and there must have been 2,000 people sitting there, and he was graduating maybe 20 or 25 people to black belt. And I was like, wow. I'd never seen anything like that. And so I went down afterwards, and I was, like I said, the head coach at the Air Force Academy. So I went down and introduced myself.
Yeah, Michael Mertens. It's M-I-C-H-A-E-L, last name M-E-R-T-E-N-S, from Buffalo, New York. This weekend's been a great opportunity for me. I always look forward to the opportunity to network with other people in the industry. It's a good reminder to keep your head on straight. A lot of stuff going on in the economy right now in recession, but you surround yourself with a group of other people who are committed to making a difference, to still growing their business, to overcoming any kind of challenges in front of you. And then, of course, a lot of resources for new information, which is always helpful. I think the main thing that I want to bring back to our staff and all of our schools is just the concept that, okay, during the recession, maybe the print ads, maybe the media stuff, that's not working as well as it used to. But the one thing that's going to always work well is going to be that belly-to-belly, face-to-face contact. And that's something that we have resources for in our schools, but to really go back and get fired up about it, hey, we know we've got great services, we know we've got great classes, we just need to get in front of people, show them what we do, connect with them about how beneficial our service can be, and they're going to still get involved. I mean, that was a good message to hear and a good reminder to take back to my team.
Well, it was a great experience. You get to rub elbows with some of the top business leaders in the industry, and open your mind to new ways of thinking. And Master Oliver brought up a great point. In today's economy, your knowledge is going to be very important. And I like to gain as much knowledge about the industry as I can. Came away with a lot of great ideas, so it was a fantastic experience. Just in ideas of marketing, retention, staff training, all the vital areas to be successful, and I got great ideas from each speaker. It's also motivational as well, not just educational, but it was also motivational as well. I think the thing that separates the people that do real well to the people that just get by or the people that are struggling is the people that do well is they find out everything they can about the industry. They know the industry inside and out. Their knowledge and putting that knowledge to use is been their key to success. So you get here to see it, they've been there, done it, and that's the best way to learn.
Well, how is the martial arts business? And he said, yeah, it's okay. I think I did about 1.2 million last year, but it's getting better. But I thought teaching the martial arts and sharing what you know with others, keeping kids off drugs and out of gangs was something you did for society, but I didn't know you could actually make a living doing that. And so I said, wow, Steve, would you show me what you do? He said, sure.
Hi, I'm Joe Walker from Peoria, Illinois, a member of the Inner Circle Group. Since we've got into the Inner Circle Group, we had our best month ever in April as far as gross, right under 60,000. We have instituted the Leadership Club program and signed up our first 12 members in the last 2 months. I've really enjoyed the camaraderie in the Inner Circle, met a lot of nice guys and a lot of guys who are very successful in their schools. I hope to continue to grow our schools. We have 3 in the Illinois area and 1 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we want to grow them not only in income, but also in quality as far as the quality for the students and the quality of the students.
I followed his lead and I did what he told me to. In 18 months, I had 4 schools, 1,200 students, was grossing $1 million a year. In an industry where nobody in traditional karate had ever done that. It was simply because I listened to him. And after I started making a lot of money, I went back to Steve and I said, Steve, why would you share this to me? And it was because he wanted to edify the industry. He wanted to build an industry. And so how do you repay a man that made you a millionaire in 2 years? You edify him and his teachers and say, what can I do to help?
Now let's dig into these challenges a little deeper and see some specific solutions that members have used to catapult their results to the next level. Let's join this session currently in progress.
And did little like one-day, half-day seminars. And what I concluded pretty quickly is that the industry was either in one of 2 camps. It was either in oblivious, therefore people who just weren't paying attention to anything. And the percentage of the industry that's in that category would surprise you probably. What percentage of the industry do you think is clueless and oblivious? What's 80? I would say 80 and climbing, frankly. So about 80% aren't paying attention to anything. And then there's the other group which fits the category of pretty much every hallway conversation I've had today, which is bombarded with so much information about systems, any one of which might work fine, but by the time you put them all together, they're incongruent. And what I keep having conversations with people who have taken a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of this. So a little bit of something that came in the Maya box, and a little bit of something came in the NAPNA box, and a little bit of something from Melody Schumann, a little bit of something from Tommy Lee, a little bit of something from mass training, and piled it all up. And instead of ending up with an elegant system, are surprised to find they've got a pile of crap that is difficult to sort through. And oftentimes what happens is you pile things on, and you can end up with a school that's maybe $15,000 a month and pretty complicated to run, or a school that's $30,000 a month, and in order to get it to the next level, it seems like an insurmountable obstacle because you've created something that's too complicated. Does that make sense? And so, again, back when I did a little tour, I ended up going all over the country, probably talking to 20 to 30 per city, but there were so many school owners that were just like confused on how to get things to integrate, how to get it to be relatively simple and elegant to operate, and how to make their life easier as they grew rather than continuing to make it more and more complicated. Does that make sense? And the solution to that, I think, is fairly straightforward, but the first step of the solution is to just really make a decision to rocket yourself to the next level, as opposed to continuing to just absorb information randomly. Now, does that make sense? And see, what our natural tendency to do is, once you're in that top 20%, and I'm the same as you are, once you're in that top 20%, you want to go get information everywhere you can get information, right? Well, but the important part is learning how to edit it, learning how to edit the source, learning how to edit how it fits with what you've already put in place, learning how to edit it based upon what your end in mind is, and get it to all work congruently. Does that make sense? So it's the natural tendency to want to accumulate more information. That really isn't the objective, is it? The objective is, can I grow a bigger and better school, produces higher quality students, where I make more money, where my life is easier, where my staff is happier, hopefully wealthier, and the students are happier, and it's not a prison sentence to grow the school, but it's an elevated and exciting experience. Would everybody agree with that? So again, I've had all these conversations about, well, how do I do this? And I'm doing it this way, but it's not like this, and this thing doesn't work with this, or I've got these, and again, multiple curriculums, and sometimes that's one of those other things that people get themselves too complicated with. But why I brought these guys up here as well is, within our organization, we offer two solutions to that. One solution is what I talked about yesterday, is the franchise, okay? Now, the franchise, the thing is, we just have all the pieces already done, overlay it, and then you just turn the crank, okay? I mean, metaphorically, that's what it is. Whether it's the introductory package that I showed you yesterday, or the renewal package, or it's every week we do a little seminar, webinar, and interactive conversation on the phone. Our routine right now with our schools is that every Wednesday we do a live call with everybody, and every Monday or Tuesday we do a private lesson with Jeff Smith with each of the school owners. So we do a private lesson every week, and we do a group lesson every week for all of the school owners. And so that's one solution. Now, that's not for everybody. For some people, they're not going to fit neatly into the culture that's part of. For other people, it just doesn't fit with their long-term goals and objectives. The other option that we provide is a combination of coaching and mastermind. And in Napoleon Hill's book, somebody was talking about it earlier, in Think and Grow Rich, one of the premises was the mastermind effect. And so within NAPNA, we provide really three different versions of a mastermind and a coaching environment. One is peak performers. The other is inner circle. And we also do, or I do, some one-on-one coaching. Now, here's what the difference is. The difference between peak performers and inner circle is predominantly based upon where you qualify. If you're a $30,000 more or less school a month and up, then you would qualify financially for inner circle. If you're below that threshold, you don't qualify yet for inner circle, so the entry point is peak performers, with the goal, obviously, to get to that number and qualify for inner circle. Does that make sense? Now, the reason why a school owner would be interested in doing that is to take the big to-do list and sit down with a bunch of other successful school owners, and also, in the case of inner circle, chat with me once a month. In the case of peak performers, chat with Toby Milroy once a month, and hone in on the 100-point to-do list to figure out what the most productive thing is right away. Okay? If anything that I've accomplished very successfully with coaching people, it's to get them to put on the back burner all the things that aren't going to improve their quality of service or to improve their bottom line, and put them on the front burner of things that are going to either immediately improve their net profit or immediately have a visible impact to their students. Okay? And we all have a tendency to get caught up in doing things that are exciting to us, as opposed to immediately going to impact the bottom line or immediately going to dramatically improve the quality of service from the student's perspective. Does that make sense to everybody? So the one-on-one calls, I think, are very good for that. But I wanted to have these two gentlemen address it. You started in Peak Performers, right? And then you're now in Inner Circle, and you started directly
Peak Performer.
You started in Peak Performers, now you're in Inner Circle.
Yeah.
Give them first why each of you made the decision to move into Peak Performers to begin with, and what that experience was.
Yeah, and Peak Performer, it's a great program. It allowed me to get more information on how to develop my business, how not necessarily how to grow as a martial artist in terms of teaching martial arts to a kid, but also I learned how to develop myself so that I can grow my business. I find that if you develop who you are, then you're able to develop others so much easier. And the Peak Performer program, it just gave me a better way to get the life skills across to a parent that, as you heard all weekend, that may not know what is available to them. Because that's where the money is. The money is really in the life skills. Absolutely. So that's what the Peak Performer program provided. And also, it just gave me more information. We started to get involved in different books, reading different books, and so forth. And the Inner Circle is a bit higher, but we're talking about the Peak Performer right now. But I just wanted to generate more money. I just wanted to be successful, and I wanted to have financial freedom. I didn't want to be a martial art or a sensei or a teacher that teaches great martial arts and ends up broke. That's not. I'm not in the game. That's why I got this Rolex. All right? I want to make sure that not only this shows that my school is successful. He left his.
Okay. I think the big difference for me is, different than where Sean came from, which I think is good because every school owner is in a different situation. Is you had an established school. You were doing what, probably 10 or 12 a month.
Yeah, I was doing about 10, 12 a month. Yeah.
I had a position with IBM. I worked for IBM for 9 years as an executive, and my job got sent to Brazil. And the school was like a part-time hobby kind of a thing. And, when I was basically told you can go to Brazil and work or you can find something else to do, I really decided that the IT industry, the rocky shape that it was in, was not where I wanted to be. And with a conversation with my wife, decided that, the school was something we should focus on. I had actually, at that time, only had the school about 4 months. My father owned it before me and managed to bury it on me. I love him, but he did. We had 32 students, and we're doing about $5,000 a month. It was bad. It was really bad, and now I'm out of a job. So we took a chance. We came out to one of the NATMA events. I wanted to get a good feel for what it was and see what it was, and I just liked the entire sound of, somebody being able to guide you with that kind of experience that Master Oliver and Master Smith had. Not to mention the fact that listening to Toby, man, the guy's sharp. He's really sharp. Yeah. And it just put everything in a really good perspective. We've been with that group now for about 2 years, 2.5, somewhere in that. Right. Yeah, about 2.5 years. The school's gone from 32 students doing $5,000 a month to active when I left was 152 active, doing 30 to 32 a month, depending on the month. It's just really nice because in a short period of time, you're able to make that kind of a leap. All the systems are done for you. You just plug them in and go. And I think that's the biggest problem. Most school owners don't know how to implement. They just won't do what they're told to do. They fight it tooth and nail. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't this. It doesn't that. I can tell you I'm in an area where in a 10-mile radius around my school, there's close to 30 martial arts schools. If I can go from having...
About 20 of them
were Don's.
By Don Southern. Yeah.
But, and if you can go from not having anything to having that kind of market share that quick, it's, it works anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And what's your results look like, Sean, other than buying an expensive watch?
You mean in Peak Performer or Inner Circle? We're talking Peak Performer level?
Well,
I basically went from, I'm just strictly martial arts. I learned from, I just want to take you out type training. So we only had tough guys in the class. And guys would hang around for 3 or 4 months. And then I transferred my whole mentality to where I'm training kids, where I took my school from zero students. In 2002, I brought Bermuda Small Circle Jiu-Jitsu. I brought Small Circle to Bermuda. And and I had no students, and I took it from where I was making $400 a month, and I said, what I'm going to do and keep these doors open. So I looked around and found a team, and when I was in Boston, I heard about NAPMA, and I said, what's this NAPMA thing? And I said, I don't want to do this NAPMA thing. So it took me a whole year to get around to sign up to NAPMA. And then when I got into NAPMA, I was like, damn, I should have signed up a year earlier. And I transferred my school from 0. Right now we have 210 students. I just signed up 6 people today. No, I didn't. My staff did. And we enrolling people. I think we did $83,000 this last month in total sales. And I think we're averaging $36,000 now. So I took it from $400 to $36,000 a month. So that's what their peak performer and all the knowledge that Master Oliver, Master Milroy, Frank Brown, Master Brown, Master Blum, all the synergy is what really does it for you.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that's the other thing too, is that like every guy has their own strength.
Exactly.
You know, everybody in the group has something that they're better at. So it's really cool because you're able to bounce ideas off of people that are better at something than you.
Exactly,
I mean, I was not a good copywriter at all when I joined the group, and you know, because of the other guys helping me out and giving hints and you know, pointing me in the right direction, I can write copy now with, you know, some of the better guys in the group. And I think that's the best thing, is that you're able to sample a little bit of what everybody's doing.
Exactly.
You know, plus share ideas with what you're doing with the school and marketing pieces and things like that.
Yeah, and see, there's a natural tendency, and both of you were at this point. You were at 5,000 monthly, came into peak performers. You were at 10,000.
Yeah, I was at 10,000,
right?
yeah.
There's a natural tendency to think, right? And I've heard it a bunch. Well, as soon as I get to this point, then I'll take the next step, right? And Robert, you didn't do that. Sean, you did do that. What's the risk of wait for another year until you take that next step?
Yeah, well, you know, you can lose market share. It's all you just end up going nowhere. You know, and actually you talk yourself out of the deal. Actually, I left my full-time job. I mean, I did this full-time, but I was a commercial underwriter. So I had a great career. You know, I could have made $150,000 a year, basically, you know, but I left that job. People thought I was nuts to leave, and I'm now making 4 times the amount that I would have made if I'd have stayed in commercial underwriting. So it's brilliant to take that leap, even though, I mean, I feel that you're never going to know what's going to happen. You never know what's around the corner. And it's not designed that way. You know, you just got to jump and that invisible net will appear. And I'm in Bermuda. There's only like 6 people in Bermuda, and we're generating a lot of money out of 6 people. But actually, there's only 80,000 people in Bermuda, and most people would say martial arts will never survive there full time. I'm doing great there, full time, with only 80,000 people to pick from. I think it's 16,000 children in Bermuda. You know, I've done the stats, tracking everything. So I know where I can pull, and I've target market private schools. So if you have private schools in your area, go after them.
The thing about it is that you have to make a decision that you either want to grow fast, or frankly, you don't grow at all. Because there's no such thing as incremental. I mean, it really is a myth that you can go from here to here to here and do steady. You don't see, Master Sutherland was talking about Kia and Hyundai, you don't see them saying, wow, it'd be really great if we could grow 1 or 2% next year, or it'd be really great if we could tighten up. You know, what you see is them going from 80 million to 100 million to 120 million in marketing in order to take advantage of opportunities. And the same thing is true of your school. If you're at 15,000, you can be at 30,000 in 60 days. But trying to be at 30,000 in 18 months or 2 years really doesn't work. There are things that you can change and dials you can click. And with coaching, my best success story so far has been from 12,000 to 30,000 in 90 days. Okay? And that's a little unusual. What mostly was happening was a school from 12 to 15,000 to 30,000 in 6 to 9 months, or from 12 to 15,000 to 50, 60,000 in 12 months. So That was the more typical results. And we have one gentleman who's in Peak Performers that I was talking to just last week. He's not here. He's going to be in Keystone. You guys are doing a Peak Performers Inner Circle meeting in that Keystone retreat, as well as the training we're doing for our franchise owners. But he was fully on track to implement his new leadership program in January. And so I got him to implement the new leadership program 3 weeks ago. Now, the first week, he did 12 of them. Well, there's 12 renewals in 1 week. He has 180 prospects, by the way. So how many renewals is he going to do between now and the end of the year rather than having screwed around with trying to make it perfect by then? Does that make sense? And so what one piece of the whole thing is having me or Toby just push you off the ledge to get you going. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know? The other piece of it is a support team environment of positive peer pressure to have a whole bunch of people who are holding you accountable. And the same dynamic happens in both environments, but if you have other people with similar goals and objectives that you feel responsible for you to be implementing, it's a completely different dynamic than just getting a package in the mail or listening anonymously into a teleconference and hoping for the best. Does that make sense? So, you know, it's certainly true with NAPNA now, with the Maximum Impact Program and so forth and the website. Everybody's getting way more information than they possibly could ever need. I mean, that's the number one biggest problem we have is people get overwhelmed with information. But the only solution to that is what we have crafted with coaching Peak Performers Inner Circle or with a franchise, which is to have a support team of helping you prioritize and a support team of coaches helping you implement. Does that make sense? And so many times, I mean, again, we as martial artists, you've always had a teacher in your martial arts style, right? And when you get to a point where you don't have a teacher in your martial arts style, a lot of times you're not continuing to grow and add nuance and so forth. You're just training for the sake of training. But oftentimes in business, you've been randomly going to Barnes & Noble and getting a bunch of stuff off the internet and getting our stuff and getting other people's stuff, and you've never had that focused mentorship relationship that's necessary to really hone in and get to the next level. Imagine if you had learned your style of martial arts through ordering a bunch of videotapes and looking at a bunch of websites and buying a bunch of books and trying to piece it all together. How long would it have taken you to really master your martial art if you didn't have that student-teacher mentorship relationship? Would it have been different? See, I mean, because keep in mind that in our business side, we've got to recreate the same environment that made it successful in the martial arts side. You've got to have the mentorship relationship with a teacher who's been there and done that, and you've also got to have a support group of other peers that are holding you accountable on a regular basis, and that's what we've created Peak Performers and Inner Circle for. What would you guys add to
I'll never
that?
forget the first Peak Performers meeting I went to, where I sat there and Toby went through upgrades and explained exactly how to do it in your school, and it took him like 3 hours. And I sat there with my mouth agape for 2.5 of them, trying to figure out, did he really just go through all of that? And is it really it was having to tweak and fix, and that's what the other guys in the group were able to help us do. It was, you know, here's why you're getting price resistance. This is what we've seen in our school that the problem is. This is what you need to fix.
Yeah.
You know, where you could sit and, you know, spin your brain for weeks trying to figure out what the problem is with no guidance, without, you know, other people to call. And I mean, I pick up the phone, I talk to, you know, 2 or 3 of the guys that I'm really close with in the Inner Circle group that are in my area. I mean, I have one guy in Jersey who's an hour and a half from me, and I have one guy in Connecticut who's an hour from me. We talk weekly, you know, at least once or twice a week. I call Charles Dudley in Texas at least once a week. So, I mean, it's, you know, you have that group of people where you can just call each other and bounce ideas off each other. If you run into a problem with the school, you can do that as well.
So it's Mike Pace, Charles Dudley, who's the
John Metcalf.
John Metcalf, yeah. Yeah, John's very sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, so is Mike and Charles.
So you might be wondering, what should you expect to experience if you were an Inner Circle or a Peak Performer member? Well, let's listen into some Inner Circle and Peak Performer members describe their experiences in their own words.
My name is Eric Sparge, king of the NAPNA Inner Circle group, and it's been great. So far, I really can say we got a lot out of it this weekend. It's really like our martial arts training. When you work with people with more skills in certain areas, it really raises your effort, and you get so much more out of it. And at the same time, maybe somebody doesn't have the same level of skill in a certain area, It helps you reflect on what you're doing right, what you need to do more of. So there's advantages, and that's the nice thing about the group is it's diverse, people with different strengths and weaknesses, and real good open sharing environment. So if you're here, if you have an open mind to learning new ways, maybe we do something that does okay, but maybe there's even a better way. That's what we're looking for. So far, it's been right on the money. Very, very happy so far.
Hi, I'm Jason E. I'm from the U.S. Technical College in Woodbridge, Virginia, and I'm an Inner Circle member here in Netmind. And I'm here for the meeting. And today and yesterday, I've got a whole bunch of great ideas. And one of the greatest things that in this meeting was that I get to know this great successful school, martial arts school owners. And one of the greatest benefits in this group is that I can have this connection with these guys, and then and anytime if I need any information, I can ask, and they have all this great experience and answers. So this is one of the greatest benefit. The last couple of days, since I have this meeting and I get a whole lot of great answers. One of the greatest things is raising the price. And another thing is that how do I make a most out of my school PE class? That's a really big thing for me, and that's what I'm going to do when I go back, and then I'm going to do some detailed plan to make a better result on these school PE classes. So if you don't see me in next meeting, I'll be in Hawaii. I got the jackpot. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, this is really great things.
My name's Justin Garcia. I own Jungle Gym Martial Arts in the Bronx, New York. This weekend, I gotta say my head is full and then some. I've learned things I didn't know existed. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm the jiu-jitsu MMA guy that apparently isn't supposed to come to these things, or so I've been told from my jiu-jitsu and MMA friends. Why they're here, I have absolutely no idea. I was told you're going to go there, you're going to hear about snap kicks and spinning kicks, none of the stuff we do. And no, I heard about teachers sending their students to Harvard, making impacts in communities, having a little bit more financial freedom that allows you to help send kids to Harvard and help communities. All things that I think my school, and I can't speak for jiu-jitsu and MMA in general, but I will say I'm the average jiu-jitsu guy. I'm a professional MMA fighter. I'm a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I've competed in the Abu Dhabi submission championships. I'm a legitimate jiu-jitsu guy, and I was missing so many things that I think I achieved or was handed the tools to fixing this weekend. It was almost like an X-Men of martial arts owners. Stephen Oliver is just, the guy's just a genius. He just answers things the way that I need to hear, and he's doing it to 100 people, but it always sounds like he's talking to the question in my head. Like he's in my head answering the questions that I'm thinking as I'm thinking them. Toby Milroy, you can tell he was just, when it comes to the technical aspects of running the websites and the geeky stuff, I hate to say it, but he has everything down pat. The fact that I had the heads of the industry at my disposal was just priceless.
Kurt Miller, and I'm from Bechtelsville in Pennsylvania, and I'd have to say this was a wake-up moment for me. I've been involved in martial arts for 34 years. I've had my school, I'm going into the 17th year, and I've always tried to implement a lot of things that I've gotten from NATMO conventions, and a lot of them are more teaching elements and more personal things, but this one really was my wake-up moment to implement things as far as more enrollments, renewals, retention, and my big thing that I really need to focus on is better marketing. So I know I've said it before, but this is actually my wake-up moment, and I'm going to commit myself to being a better person, which will help me to be a better business owner.
Okay, hello, I'm Troy Dorsey. Well, I really wanted to be a part of a group of people, a group of students and business owners that would take me to the next level. I've been kind of stuck at the same level for a couple of years now, just kind of being what I call on the karate treadmill. Just been doing, I'll have some great months, then I'll have some not so good months, and just kind of jumping up and down anywhere between $8,000 and $10,000. And this seemed like a fit for me to help me reach some new levels. And I've not done anything in quite some time, and not really committed to anything, I guess is what I should say, but I've committed to this both financially and in every other way too, to really make a change at my school. I teach most all of the classes. I'm open 6 days a week, and I teach 5 days a week, and I'm interested in doing that, but it's just taking so much time away from my family, and I really want to do something that will be able to change what I'm doing in my school. I've been doing the same thing for 20 years, and what they say, keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, and that's just, it's not working, so I want to make a change.
My name is Suhail Al-Gusaybi from Bahrain, and I was asked if I would recommend it to anybody else. I would recommend it to everybody else, definitely. I would recommend it to those that are serious about taking their school to the next level. Those that can see the value of investing a lot of money to make even a lot more money in return. But if it's, if you're not serious about growth, if you don't want to join the elite of the martial arts school owners, then it's not for you. The problems we had in our school, our marketing was good, relatively good. The number of students we were making per month was quite, good, between 20 to 40 students per month. But the retention was a problem for us. Through speaking with Master Oliver, we introduced something simple like contracts, which we didn't have, tweaked our pricing system. We're now going to upgrade into a black belt club and higher level upgrades, which we never had before. So I'm working on with him on doing that, and it's been very, very helpful and financially rewarding. Yeah.
Jonathan Metcalf. I own Integrity Martial Arts in Enfield, Connecticut, and I came here to the Inner Circle weekend not knowing what to expect, was really looking forward to masterminding with other successful school owners, and what I found out was not only was it a great opportunity to meet other people who are in a business and create a whole new group of friends and peers, but there are whole areas in school development and growth that I thought I was really good at. And I run a fairly successful school that I had no clue. It also kind of let me know that there's a few areas I'm doing pretty well in too, and that was validating. So what I'm going to look at now is reworking my whole upgrade program. So I'm going to take my leadership program, which currently has maybe 20 people in it, 20 out of 300 students in it, and my goal is by the end of the year I have 130 people in it.
I'm Valencia with Full Circle Martial Arts Academy. It's an honor to be a part of the Inner Circle group. This is actually our initial experience, but the mindset, just becoming a part of this group, is letting us know that we can do anything if we put our mind to it. So our goal with the Inner Circle group is to not only increase our mindset, what we want to do at the school in terms of growth, but to increase or actually enhance the mindset of the staff as well. We see nothing but great things, beneficial things, not just financially, but mentally as well as spiritually. It's just going to be an awesome experience for Full Circle. The changes as far as more of being more focused on the systems, improving the systems, tweaking the systems, better follow-up with the retention system, just the things that make the system, the operation of the school work. Some of the changes that have taken place in the school is that we're more focused on the operation of the school, meaning we're more systemized, we're more serious about our systems and implementing our systems. We're more accountable to our system, and not just the staff itself, but the instructors as well. That's a big increase for us in terms of operating the business.
The whole weekend was very, very educational and informative. It's going to definitely get us to where we can implement new programs and systems and structure of how we run a school to probably increase our gross, probably double it this year, and of course with that comes an increase with net as well. First thing I'm going to be doing is setting up an upgrade program to Leadership Club, and get that working within the next 60 to 90 days and start making that happen. And that'll be something to report on when we come back.
This is Dusty Everson. I'm from Robbinsville, New Jersey. And when I heard of the opportunity to get into the Inner Circle through the NAPA program, I was very excited about it because I thought it was a program that was needed for martial artists. We just finished up with our first Inner Circle boot camp, and I'm looking forward to getting back and applying a lot of the great material that we learned, but my main focus is going to go back and work on all my stats so I can keep better tracking system of everything that I do, from my ads to my students, renewals, referrals, and right on down the line. So that'll be my goal.
Hi, I'm Al Bartlinski from Baltimore, member of the Inner Circle group. Just finished a fantastic weekend. Got a lot of great ideas. In fact, I got 12 pages of notes, but the good thing was, unlike many other seminars where you get hit with a load of information about all kinds of different things, we were highly focused on good fundamental marketing that I just know is going to work. In fact, one of my commitments is to go back and ramp up my marketing and attempt to do, no, I will do 10 to 15 marketing events, activities, what have you, per month. Secondly, what I'm going to work on is I'm going to really put some effort to really refining the website, because I believe that is the wave of the future. Third thing that I'm committed to do is I'm going to really further develop my upgraded programs, especially the leadership program. I think this is a great concept that NAPMA has, and everybody out there should really consider it.
So, if you're ready to finally break through the obstacles that are holding you back, shatter previous records, create a more substantial business that provides you with the lifestyle you so richly deserve, and build the professional martial arts school business of your dreams, then the Inner Circle or Peak Performers program might just be the thing you need. You should start by asking yourself a few important questions. Would you like to receive the benefits of a sounding board from other successful school owners? Would receiving friendly accountability and encouragement be just the thing you need to help you implement better? Are you particularly interested in facilitated, accelerated learning and deeper application of direct response marketing principles and better business strategies to grow your school? Do you find you rarely have time to focus on improving your advertising, marketing, sales, and business strategies on your own? Would you gain valuable insights just by joining a group of like-minded, progressive school owners applying the same ideas to strengthen the courage of your convictions? Would associating regularly with a focused group of successful entrepreneurial school owners stimulate your ingenuity and imagination while inspiring you to be better and to do more? Would you like to have a structured opportunity to launch cooperative alliances with other school owners? Does creative thinking multiplied and pre-market breakthrough idea testing, the Mastermind Group experience, interest you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then the Peak Performer or Inner Circle program might be a good fit for you. To further clarify who the Peak Performer or Inner Circle program would be a good fit for, here are the types of school owners who should participate in such a program. If you're already a successful school owner and you want to dramatically grow your current school and systemize your business processes. If you're a multi-school operator and you want to develop strong systems to sustain the growth of your organization and to expand beyond its current limits, this might be a good fit. Or if you're a school owner who has not yet reached the level of success that you want, but you're truly dedicated to creating an amazing, substantial business, and you want to shortcut the developmental process, cutting years and years off the learning curve and saving tens of thousands of dollars by avoiding mistakes that others have already made. You also must have an honestly open mind and a progressive attitude. You might also be very busy and need a time-efficient way to learn and grow. You must be highly motivated to make improvements in marketing and sales and business methodology. You must be eager to substantially increase your income. You must also be eager to bend the business to facilitate your personal and lifestyle preferences, to be your business's master, not its slave. You must also be willing to share ideas and experiences and help other like-minded school owners in the group learn from your experience. You should also value being part of this type of a creative process with other school owners. You should also be the practitioner of the principle of the slight edge. A successful person is always looking to seek improvement, and little hinges really do swing big doors. And we must also be able to count on you to participate and share at a high level in our Inner Circle and Peak Performer processes. Now, there are also people who should not consider participating in this program. People who are stubborn, set in their ways, or fearful of change and choose to ignore the realities of their business. If you're satisfied with or married to your present advertising, marketing, or sales methods, if you have no need or desire to increase your income, your wealth, or the value of your business, if you're not willing to share and participate in a mutual growth process with our other Inner Circle and Peak Performer members, or if you're selfish, unappreciative, or simply have a poor integrity in your business, then these programs simply aren't a good fit for you. So if you're still listening to this DVD or listening to this audio recording, then perhaps you feel that the Peak Performer or Inner Circle program might be a good fit for you and might be just the thing you need to take your school to the next level this year. So I'm sure you're wondering, how does the program work? Well, the NAPMA Inner Circle program is designed for schools who are already currently grossing more than $30,000 per month, or school owners who have multiple locations and are looking for dramatic, rapid growth. Peak Performers members are school owners who are currently grossing less than $30,000 a month and want to be on the fast track to breaking the $30,000 a month plateau quickly. The primary features of the Inner Circle or Peak Performer program is our unique combination of one-on-one personal coaching, live mastermind sessions, group conference mastermind sessions, the Millionaire Smarts program, the Extraordinary Marketing program, and a dramatically expanded set of benefits within your NAPMA membership. First, you'll have monthly one-on-one personal coaching, either with NAPMA CEO Stephen Oliver if you're in the Inner Circle program, or with myself if you're in the Peak Performer program. We'll have regularly scheduled time to speak each month where we can tear the Band-Aid off of your business and dig into the internal systems and quickly flip the switches it takes to break through that next plateau. This is where many of our Inner Circle and Peak Performer members find million-dollar ideas that can help generate tens of thousands of dollars in revenue per month, as well as learning how to implement NAPMA marketing systems in their martial arts school in their specific demographic, targeting their specific customer with their specific unique needs of their school. Next, we have 4 live private mastermind sessions per year. These are quarterly closed-door live meetings where all of our Inner Circle and Peak Performer members gather together in a closed-door, highly focused, deeply detailed, high-level session, sharing strategies and implementations that are working in today's market in real time. This is one of the most popular benefits of our Peak Performer and Inner Circle program. This not only builds a tremendous network of highly successful martial arts school operators who then become on-demand resources for you, but also create a unique synergy in a mastermind group environment that simply is unreplicatable anywhere else. Next, we'll have regular hold you accountable for your results and share what's working group teleconferences with strictly the Inner Circle and Peak Performer members, sharing the strategies that they've been working on between meetings to keep everyone up to date and apprised of real-time results. Next, it's extremely important for anyone going through this transformational process that you have the ability to employ the strategy of accurate thinking, the ability to analyze reality rather than our own emotional investment and our emotional attachments is extremely important to the growth and transformation of any business. So we've brought to the program one of the nation's leading experts on human development and human potential, Miss Lee Miltier. Lee's program will help you laser focus on your personal beliefs and habits and help you create the millionaire mindset. Lee speaks and consults with Fortune 500 companies like Disney, IBM, AT&T, Xerox, Ford Motor Company, Federal Express, and 3M. Lee is just an absolutely fabulous addition to this program, and I just know you're going to get tremendous benefit from her participation. Additionally, you'll receive full membership in NAPMA's Maximum Impact program, periodic mailings of new discoveries and information that you need to see, access to the Inner Circle or Peak Performers member-only online bulletin board and members-only website, as well as deeply discounted admission to the annual Extreme Success Academy and NAPMA Quantum Leap for yourself and your key staff members. Now, to ensure that the Inner Circle and Peak Performers programs maintains its highly successful track record, there is an application process that each school owner interested in the program must accomplish. After completing and returning this application, we'll conduct an absolutely free, one-on-one, in-depth business analysis to verify that you and your business are a good fit for the program and will be productive for other members. To complete this application process online, simply visit www.napma.com/inner circle or simply call us at NAPMA headquarters at area code 727-540-0500, extension 202, and speak to our senior NAPMA membership representative, Bob Dunn, and he'll get you started. Also on this analysis, we'll go over all of the details of the program, and if we're a good fit for each other, can get you started at the same time. So once again, simply visit www.napma.com/inner circle or call Bob at the office at 727-540-0500, extension 202. I truly look forward to the opportunity to speak to you personally and to help you take your business to the next level this year.